What's up, all day family? It's Brett, it's Lofa, it's producer Money Mike, producer Katie, and we're all hanging out with you talking Seahawks football after a very disappointing 24-27.
Yeah.
I'll say our score first. We lost by 3 to the Minnesota Vikings. Instant reactions is the first thing up here. Lofa, what is your guys' instant reactions? Make sure you're putting them in the comments. I know a lot of you guys were here early and the chat is already going, so keep filling up the comment section there. I think we asked coming on the air, who was at fault on that last pick? Do you blame Geno or DK? Who you got? Who you blaming? But Lofa, as they're answering that, instant reactions to the game.
It's the same old story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it. This is what I thought we fixed all the problems after the bye week and then the 4-game winning streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Penalties were down. Well, they're back in a big way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Even to the 11, but to the tune of, I think 15. I think 3 or 4 got declined because they still made the play anyways.
Yeah.
That's very...
Oh, no.
That's very concerning.
It's not good when the other team doesn't need the penalties.
No. No run game. No trying to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think 10 or 11 to okay.
Look it up.
Julian Love, was he the leading rusher today with his fake punt?
Maybe on attempts.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And then just
yeah.
We can't turn it over, and we had to play a clean game. Even with all the shit that went wrong, it's a 3-point game.
When I let you into the Bat Cave here
Yes.
at our secret filming location post Seahawk home games, when I opened the door and you gave the secret knock and then there was a secret handshake and the whole thing to get in here.
Yeah.
Your instant reaction to me was that you're almost more disappointed in this one than the Packers.
I mean,
why though? We didn't get a chance to even really go through it there though. Why?
Because we had this the whole. I'm not impressed with Minnesota. I'll say that right now.
Okay. Okay.
I think this was more damning on us than it was like, oh, they pulled out a gutsy win.
Mm-hmm.
We gave this one away.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we were down 10 most of the game. So we came back.
Well, I mean, we'll get to it, but
yeah.
I think we went into the half down 3.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Or down 7, whatever it was. We closed it, which only time we move the ball, ladies and gentlemen, is when we go no huddle.
Yes. That was the only thing that worked all game long.
But yeah, what? And then after we're moving it on one of the drives, I just see, hey, huddle up. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, either. That's what I'm saying. I want answers.
Yeah.
I don't always have the answers.
You guys, do you have the answers? What do you guys have as the answers out there? Keep filling up the chat. Let us know. You can comment on who was at fault on the final play there with our offense out there, DK or Geno. I also was I have this for the chat. What's your confidence level right now in this team? I was talking to our guy McNasty leaving the stadium, and we're talking about how mathematically it's not over. They're still in it.
Yeah.
They got to win out, but they're in control, right? But what is your confidence level that they actually will? What is your confidence level that this team will make the playoffs? And even if they do make the playoffs, how much confidence do you have that they'll get anything done in the playoffs? Scale of 0 to 12. What's your confidence level right now?
13.
You can't
keep a good guy down. You can't keep a good guy down.
13's not lucky though. Come on now.
That's why I chose it. It means we make it. I don't know how much noise we do.
Oh man.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, okay. So how much confidence do I have that they will make the playoffs? I'd say I'm about a 9 out of 12 on that. And how much confidence do I have that if they do, they'll do something? 5 after today.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see them get in, but I think it would almost be ceremonial at this point with the way they're playing.
Well, you would, right? But at that point, you get in, you're already, with every win, you're losing draft status.
True.
So just fucking bring out the trick plays. Fucking empty the chamber.
Send Julian Love around the end next time.
We're going
on a big punt. Oh, you guys. We will also be taking your questions, as of course, like we do every single live. So get those ready, fire up the super chats, and we'll sit here all night and answer questions and comments for as long as you have them. Our first topic up here is the offense. The offense, I mean, Geno, yards-wise, he does lead the league in yards or close to it, and he puts up another 314 Delta Sky Miles.
Go with the throw, baby.
This week. Go with the throw, Delta 12 status. He throws 3 TDs, but the 2 picks, one of them ugly, the other one even more ugly. And
I don't know if I've ever seen a beautiful interception.
Yeah. Thoughts on the offense?
Man. Well, all we got is Geno in the passing game. And I'm not saying that's all we got because we don't try to do anything else. So if I'm the defense, I'm sitting in too high. I'm sitting 7-man box and making you prove you can run the ball, which we did. And then we just stopped doing it. So,
yeah. The rushing attempts, I mean, the run game is next here on our list, but just looking at it real quick here. K9, 8 carries,
under 15.
McIntosh with 3 carries,
11.
And Zach Charbonnet, who a couple of weeks ago,
2 weeks, buck 40, buck 34.
He ran 1 carry, -1 yard.
He had an oblique, but he still looked pretty good.
True.
Looked like he was running hard.
Yeah. So you're basically your 2 main backs for the game, Kenneth Walker and Kenny Mack, with 11 carries.
And we threw it 43 times in a 1-score game.
Yeah, 43 times.
I know, it ended in a 1-score game. We were down double digits, but I'm just saying.
So who are you guys blaming?
In no game have we just been out of reach to not run or at least try, just to slow down the game so our defense can catch their breath, right? Go over stuff on the sideline. And other than Buffalo, that was the only one where we were just like, okay, we're just out of it. And midway through the third quarter, it was just ugly.
I know the commenters are going to get specific. I know that the listeners are going to have specific questions, and we'll go through specific parts of the game. But are we laying this one offensively at the feet of Ryan Grubb? I think we have to. In terms of the play calling and not sticking with the run. And I mean, how about the 3rd and 1? We had a 3rd and 1, and Geno takes a 5-step drop, throws it deep, almost gets it picked off. Yeah. It's just you scratch your head type moments with this team. I think that was the one where they went for the fake punt then. After that, when we didn't get the 3rd and 1, did they then go for the fake punt on that sequence?
It might have been.
Which was actually kind of fun. But then nothing came of it. I think we actually went backwards after the fake punt.
I think we did.
Yeah.
So
are we blaming Grubb?
I mean, yeah, and players showed that burden too. Like it's you got to execute, regardless of what's called. Just do what you're trained to do, and we're not trained to turn the ball over. And just the fucking penalties. Like I thought we stopped it.
Yeah, how do you get 4? Well, penalties is on the list later too, but how do you get 4 false starts in your own stadium and they only get 1?
Yeah, and the 12s, shout out to you. You showed up.
They were there.
Yeah, Vikings, they weren't. It wasn't that impressive. Didn't see a lot of purple.
No.
Right?
No. There was one Vikings fan standing about 3 people ahead of me under the Hawks nest, where I was sheltered from the rain because I didn't have the cool sweet passes this time. I was supposed to be out there with the people, but it was raining, so I thought, screw this, I'm going undercover. But there was this guy under the Hawks nest, one solitary Vikings fan, God love him, by himself, and he was making our lives miserable, just trying to get all these Vikings chants going. We were giving him shit right back, and oh man, I wanted to just have the Seahawks take care of business, but he was real happy leaving the stadium.
Gross. Just gross.
All right. Run game. Should we move on?
Let's
get through this here and get to the commenters.
Yeah, you're right.
I know they're going to bring up all the specific
already,
stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like if we talk about it, then they're going to talk about it. We're talking about the same things a million times. Let's get to it. Running game. We abandoned the run game. Great headline here, Mike. Seahawks abandoned the run game again. 15 carries as a team for 59 yards. Kenny McIntosh is over 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
4.67. K9, 3.8 per carry. Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm buzzing. I'm ecstatic because I'm starting to yell. 3.8. That'll work.
Times 4. Yeah.
That'll work in the NFL.
I think we're cooking.
Why do we ban in the run game?
I don't know, but it was wild to me. We finally go under center, and I was like, "This is a perfect time to run a play action." We just fucking hand it off right up the gut, and Canine just gets absolutely pelted. I mean, he delivered the blow too, but I was like, "Yeah, direct run downhill," which we have never been successful with.
Right.
It was just like, you're supposed to run stretch and zone out of underneath center, so that way you can set up the bootlegs. But then, when we did run a screen, it was a perfect time screen. It's like Minnesota was like, these guys, they never roll out. So the backside was just sitting there and probably almost picked it off. They made the tackle. When they remember K9 was on the screen, they ran, I think, play action and rolled out to the right, and he just turned around and threw it to him. There's 2 or 3 guys just sitting there because they're like, these guys never roll out. Why would we even chase? Why would we chase that?
Did you see any pulling action and some gaps and traps and gaps? No? No trap daddies?
Right.
McNasty was trying to introduce me to some new rappers today. So I was trying to get all these names.
Yeah.
Trap Daddy Nasty or something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Little Trap Daddy?
Yeah. No traps?
Little Big Trap Daddy? No, nowhere to be seen.
So what happened? Are we outsmarting ourselves? Did we do it and it worked? And now Grubb is like, oh no, maybe now they got film on us. So now we're going to change everything.
They're on to us. They're on to us.
So we might as well just go back to what doesn't work.
Abort the mission. They'll never expect this run. Oh, they expected it.
The good teams are able to do it when you're expecting it.
Well, repeat successful plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many former players in the last few weeks that I've got to sit down and just talk ball with.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't take a timeout, they would run the same play, same formation, maybe add a little motion because we love motion. I do like that.
Yeah.
But not when it leads to all the illegal procedures.
Ugh.
But they would line up and do it again and again until you took a timeout and just got it fixed. Because back then we didn't have the fucking
iPads.
Yeah. We didn't have that shit.
Yeah.
Tablets or whatever.
Right.
So they were just running it. They would flip the formation, run it the other way.
Right.
Then you had a problem on you because then now they go back to the sideline. They're like, we're going to come out and now we're going to do the same play action. And everybody's pinning their ears back going downhill. And so, I mean, there's something beauty and simplicity and just kick the shit out of the guy in front of you. Right. Let's not overthink it.
Guys, the Seahawks lose to the Vikings 24-27. What's your confidence level of this Seahawks team right now on a scale of 0 to 12? Also, thank you for joining us tonight. Copy the link, send it to all of your Seahawk friends. Tell them to join us tonight. Let's set another viewer record like we have been all season. And if you're wondering what to comment, if you've never commented before, maybe tonight's your night. And just answer the prompt. What's your confidence level in this team right now?
Yeah.
0 to 12. What do you think? How you feeling out there in Seahawk land? The defense, Lofa, they gave up points on the first drive again. I don't know why we keep deferring after we win the coin toss. It's almost like we're spotting these teams 7 points. Jay Reed said, I think it was Jay Reed this week, said from the podium that they wanted to come out smoking hot and, start on fire. Well, no, Sam Darnold and the Vikings go right down the field and put up 7 right away.
Yeah.
However, we did sort of figure it out and hold them at that 17 for quite some time, which is your magic number.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get turnovers.
It's the biggest deciding factor, that and penalties. When you look at hidden yardage and stuff like that, it counts. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet in terms of this guy went off today, but Tyler Lockett even got a huge, I know he only had 2 catches or whatever, but he had a huge pass interference because this is what Tyler Lockett does.
Yeah.
This is hidden yardage and this is things you have to attack, right?
He did more stuff that Tyler Lockett does later where he got the ball and immediately fell to the ground and started rolling. And he got the first down. But if he would have ended up 6 inches short on that first down, the comment section would have gotten crazy tonight.
Might have to call him fire drill. Stop, drop, and roll, baby.
Oh, man. But he ended up picking it up. But the defense, though, here, man. I mean, they broke down when you couldn't break down. I mean,
Yes.
the touchdown they gave up there for them to go ahead. Reek
ahead.
Woolen had a tough day out there.
Yeah. The Murph gets a sack. They throw a flag on the penalty, which extends the play or the drive, and then they throw that touchdown.
Would have been his first sack on the season,
right?
Which seems almost impossible. He doesn't have a sack yet.
Well, a lot of the stuff like Jay Reed and Murph do doesn't go down the stat sheet. They're taking double teams, they're kicking ass and freeing up everybody else. And so, Jay Reed, he man of his word. He said, "This is what we're going to do," and he at least did it.
They put Murph in on offense down on the goal line.
Probably our best blocker.
It was pretty fun. They announced him as eligible, 91 eligible, and I started yelling, "That's Byron Murphy!" And everybody started freaking out. And it was towards the Hawks nest end zone too. He goes out there on the end. I'm like, "Oh, he's on the end. Maybe he's going to catch a pass." No,
which
we ran it to the other side of the field.
Well, we ran it to his side, or at least it was a cutback to his side, but just like he was the only one that could get a hand on Van Ginkel and flatbacked him. It was actually textbook. Yeah. But all right, if I bring that guy in, I'm running it straight downhill.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I thought he was going to line up at fullback or something.
That's what everybody thought, except for our offense.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, hey, we're going to run a stretch play, a zone cut with Murph sealing the edge. Yeah, I didn't expect that. The Vikings did, or at least they reacted to it. I'm sure they expected him in the I formation, downhill.
Yeah, downhill.
Who wants this?
No, we only run downhill without a blocker.
Yep.
Don't you understand?
True.
Also, the Jets owner got in trouble for listening to his kid when it came to Madden this week or whatever.
Did you confirm this?
I don't know.
We talked about this.
People are just talking about it on the internet.
Okay.
It's still a rumor, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, my point is if I'm playing Madden and I put Murphy in there, I'm lining him up at fullback and handing him the ball.
Or
if we're gonna learn from Madden, let's have some fun.
Or give him a little sail, a little flat route.
Ooh,
tight end behind,
soft, silky mitts,
little high-low action.
Yeah. Penalties next up.
Oh, yeah.
Penalties.
This could be an hour.
You guys, the Seahawks lose 24-27, disappointing to the Vikings. Here's my next question for the listeners. Which penalty were you most annoyed by that we got?
Sorry, so it's a lot to choose from.
I mean, you could pick the penalties that were actual penalties that got called on us that annoyed you because the Seahawks committed that actual penalty.
Yeah.
You could talk about penalties that these refs called that were insane at insane times. I know Alina's going to hit up our chat about the holding on Leo, on Big Cat Leo on a run play. Give me a break. We finally stop him. He gets a holding penalty.
Yeah.
Give me a break. How about the first sequence, our first series down the middle to JSN, clear defensive pass interference, clear forearm shiver to the helmet. Also,
to the dome piece.
How about Geno getting absolutely laid out after a couple throws? No roughing the passer at all. Nothing to see here. Nope. The one down the sideline that they were all over. Who were they all over on that one? Not Tyler. He caught that one. I think it was JSN again down the sideline. Yeah, they got there early. No, they didn't get that call either.
I was more upset about the two. I think we had two holdings, and they still completed the pass. So this was two penalties thrown.
Yeah.
None taken because they're like, no, we got the first down.
We don't even need it.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. That was probably the most concerning.
Illegal formations. This is the new in vogue penalty for the refs to call just sort of willy-nilly whenever they want.
Yeah, whenever they want to hear their voice.
Illegal formation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. None of the penalties
illegal shift, illegal formation.
11 penalties were ranked 4th in the league. We had 77 yards of penalties, but like Lofa pointed out, some were declined, so it could have been even worse.
I mean, think about it. 4th most in the league. I don't know how we won so many games.
I don't know either.
Because it's impressive.
Oh, no, I know how. During those times, we took care of the penalties and we were getting turnovers.
Oh, that was a 4-game win streak.
And now we're not getting any turnovers and we're having a lot of penalties.
Yeah, we were averaging 4 or 5 a game. We thought we fixed that. But
you know what? Here was one that didn't get called that I thought should have gotten called for us on our behalf was on the... Okay, let me think. Towards the end of the game, 4th quarter, we have the ball. It's 3rd and long.
Third and
Geno
16.
dumps it down to Charbonnet. Charbonnet starts to kind of break to his right. Then he gets tackled.
It was
clear hip drop
drop.
tackle. Clear hip drop tackle.
I saw that.
I'm yelling from the stands, hip drop. I watched it back when I got home. I took a little break at my parents' house before I came down here. And Charbonnet looks like he's yelling at the ref, trying to get the hip drop. Doesn't get the hip drop. That would have kept the drive going. That was a clear miss right there. I don't know.
Yeah, that was then we attempted the 60-yarder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which, by the way, we're not supposed to talk about Jason Myers because it's been going pretty well this season. That one, I don't think. I mean, he gave it a boot, and the wind was coming from behind the Hawks' nest. And that thing was, what, a yard and a half short?
Yeah.
If Geno doesn't take the sack there, if you get the penalty there, I mean, that thing was going in.
Yeah.
Just didn't have the leg. But 60 on a cold night in the rain?
I hear you, but it's also a Pro Bowl kicker.
So you're saying he should have had it?
I got faith in him to make that. And
60 is still no gimme.
Oh, I didn't say it was a gimme. I was saying if you're one of the best in the league, let's go ahead and get it.
All right. Listen to me finally making an excuse for the kicker a little bit or trying to cut him some slack.
Yeah. He's been great.
Bears are coming up next.
50-yarder, didn't he? I think he nailed it.
It does. We're still messing around with the NFC North because the Bears come in here next. Or we go to them. Sorry. We go to them. And we need this game. And then, of course, we're going to need the last one against the Rams. The Rams beat the Jets today.
Yeah.
But we got the Bears. We got the Bears in Chicago at Soldier Field. It's prime time on Thursday night, the day after Christmas.
Yeah, it's like 4 days from now.
Second night of Hanukkah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think they're on like an 11-game skid.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
So get nervous, Seahawks fans.
I am.
Wait, so we have an ailing sort of team, pretty banged up, had a terrible year, rookie quarterback, late in the season, at their barn, wind whipping off the lake.
I don't think they've won since September.
Oh, man.
We're almost in January.
If you told me, if you look up from your phone and say, oh, the Bears just signed Colt McCoy, I'm leaving.
Right? They
added
a little depth. I want to rest up Caleb.
Oh, you guys. What is your confidence level in winning the Bears game on a scale of 0 to 12?
Honestly, I'm more nervous about this game than I was the last two.
Yeah?
Because this is a team that has literally nothing to play for. If that was an omen.
Fireworks.
Fuck.
Wow. Go back and watch the YouTube, everybody. If you're just listening on the podcast app, you need to watch the YouTube. I almost just burned my eyebrows off.
Right.
All of you watching on YouTube need to send this link to your friends and family, by the way. Let's boost this viewer number before we get to the Q&A.
Right.
Public service announcement.
Let's all
let's go.
Vent together.
Let's go, everybody. What are you the most pissed off about?
But then we also we're Cardinals fans right now. We need them to beat the Rams next week.
Good news. The Whiners have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and so have the Cardinals.
Oh, see, yeah, I like this.
So
I like this better than if
lining.
The Cardinals were like still in it.
Yeah,
and they needed it.
Now
because then they wouldn't try.
Now they're just pissed off.
Now they're just pissed off, and they're just be like, "Yo, fuck these guys. Let's end their season too."
Yeah.
So I like it better, and it's a primetime game. Kyler's a beast in primetime, so yes.
So the Rams have to lose the last two games?
I think, one of them's to us. I hope they lose that one. But
but I'm saying they have to lose the other one also, Mike. Or so if the Rams win this next week, then we're done no matter what?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
so we don't control our own.
9-7. They'll be 10-7. No, we would split. I just don't know how the
tiebreakers work.
Someone tell us.
They have the tiebreaker? Yeah, it's about like common opponents and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they might have beat people that we lost to.
Like the Giants?
Yeah. I can't do the math with my shoes on, but you're telling me that even if we beat the Caleb Williams Bears, but the Rams beat whoever the hell they're playing next week, that there's no point in showing up in LA? Oh, come on. That Giants game is pissing me off now even more.
I know, right?
I mean, losing to the Vikings when they're 12-2, you lose a game 24-27 in the rain, a hard fought game. We can have that conversation.
Yeah.
Losing to the Giants.
Yeah.
Losing to other teams this year that you have no business losing to. Those are the inexcusable ones for me. But what do you say? What do the listeners say after this 24-27 loss by your Seattle Seahawks? What's on your mind? Who's got the first super chat? Producer Katie's standing by and she's ready to read your comments.
Let's rock.
Who's up first, Katie?
Jay Schnozzle. Been a
Schnoz.
Geno fan since his first start when Russ hurt his thumb. I think today is the day that I stop making excuses for him. Pray that the Rams choke.
Yep. That's what I was talking about, leaving the stadium. This is the kind of ending. And, you know, even though he throws for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, it's the kind of game where it's hard to, you know, defend him completely to the Geno haters. But you can try because there's plenty of them out there. So, and you are the biggest Geno defender in the world. So
I'm not only a client, but I'm also the president of the Geno Smith fan club.
I know.
And this is going horribly right now.
I was thinking you were just going to drink straight from the milk bottle there.
Thought I was going to. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
But I thought you had.
You just went for a pour.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's in a game that the turnovers proved to be costly. Even though with the 300 and 3 touchdowns, it's even just one less interception. It's a win.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a team sport. And as a quarterback, I don't know a single quarterback that doesn't have a run game or time to throw. I don't give a shit how good your receivers are. Like, you're not set up for success. And he's still – this has been a rough year. But probably going to make the Pro Bowl again. Like, this is going to be his 3rd straight Pro Bowl. And just saying.
Yeah.
We got a taste of life without Geno last week.
Is this just Geno Smith? You got to just kind of take these negative plays that come along, but you're going to have some beautiful plays too. I mean, some of those throws when he was in the hurry up and they're marching down the field. And I mean, I'm looking from that Hawks Nest view. So it's that Madden kind of view. And you're seeing him put it right over some guy's fingertips into some tight windows. Yeah. So, I mean, you know,
the touchdown
gorgeous
JSN.
throws. The JSN throw was awesome. The DK throw was awesome.
Yeah.
The Barner throw, he puts it up high where only he can get it.
That catch was insane too.
He makes you some amazing plays, but then the picks can be so ugly.
Yeah. I mean,
back foot, kind of late.
There's never been a beautiful interception.
No.
Right? I'll say that again.
True.
But like up until today, I don't know. I haven't checked in on Mahomes, but his defense has been saving him over there. Right? And he's got 2 running backs. And then when both those guys got hurt, they signed Kareem Hunt, who went for $150. Right? They got Pacheco, he gets hurt. Bring in P. Ryan, he goes for 100. He gets hurt. Bring in Kareem Hunt, he goes for more rushing yards than both of them. So, like, do you know how much easier it is to throw the ball when you're worried about the run?
Well,
like
to
the
me,
defense?
Well, right. But to me, like, I think we have the guys, though. When Charbonnet was in there, he had a great game. Then he had a pretty decent game after that. K9 is in there today. He's got a good average. He's actually running the ball pretty good. When Kenny Mack is in there, he looked great today, especially catching the ball out of the backfield, down the sidelines, some great balance,
so
quick
fast,
feet.
explosive.
I mean, looks great. We're not going to him. That's the problem.
But I mean,
they can't do much if you're not going to give him the ball.
I mean, even 3rd and 10, check it down sharp, and he gets 15 yards.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah.
But on that one, I saw a couple deeper developing routes. I mean, we don't throw the ball past 30 yards.
No.
So what do you think defense are going to do? They're going to creep up. Easier to play the run, even with the 7-man front. They're jumping routes. Why do we not go down the field? Like,
I don't know.
With Polk, McMillan, and Odunze, you guys went down the field
at Washington. With Grubb, you mean? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like, it's like
I'm going to jump in with more about Grubb from Jay Schnozzle. I like Grubb's offense. I don't like his play call timing and how predictable he is. It feels very college. What are your thoughts on Grubb?
I mean, it's
that's
pretty much what
that's what Lofa was saying. The college thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, right? They get so behind the chains that your 3rd down is, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8. So it's an obvious passing down.
It is. Well, shit. Sometimes it's fucking 2nd and 16, like today, and then 3rd and 16. And I give him, grace there. I'm like, oh, what's my favorite 3rd and 16 play? I don't have a fucking favorite 3rd and 16 play because I don't anticipate being in 3rd and 16.
Why are we jumping off sides at home to put us behind the chains? That's the real question.
I don't know. It just the hurry up has been our only change up to defenses and being predictable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Keeping them tired. But then what do? When you sub in and out, now they have time to sub in and out. So it's like, dude, drop your nuts. I'm talking all 11 on the field and just stay out there for 10 straight plays. Because, it's a defender. Only the D line comes in and out. Offensive line isn't going in and out. Like, pretend to run a route. Like, just if we're running the ball. I know.
Right.
I don't
know what you mean. Yeah. Find somebody to block. Just do something.
Tell them a story.
Yeah, you don't have to go off
care.
the field. Right. Yeah.
Mega Delta Force.
Personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geno was lucky on interception 3-5, and he makes bad decisions. DK killed the game. Our D is there, and our O-line gave Geno time this game. JSN.
Yeah.
DK runs the route there at the end, and people are upset about that.
Well, let's go. There's a lot.
You want to take it beat by beat?
Katie, can you bring that back up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. Was lucky, yes. Easily could have been 4 interceptions today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have missed the 5th one.
Yeah, they got their hands on a lot of balls.
Yes. Okay. Some very terrible decisions. DK killed the game. It's like he was a decoy on that one because he wasn't even looking for it, right?
Right.
So I didn't understand that. The D is there. 27 points.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Yeah.
Even off the first interception, they only got 3. So the defense, they battled there. Second interception to end the game. But they were all right. I'm not going to say they were fucking world killers today. And then O-line, they did do well. When no one's open, where are you going to go with the ball, which is why we had 2 interceptions. So, but JSN, yes.
Well, the sacks that we did take, though, were just at the most inopportune times. The one leads to the long field goal attempt.
Yeah.
Another sack was just in a moment where it's on 3rd down. Like, you got to get rid of the ball.
Do
something.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Take off running. Like, there was one where there was an alley.
Yeah.
It's like, just get 4 yards. Get 3 yards. Get back to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And, like,
no negative plays.
Yeah. Just stay ahead of the sticks.
Aiden Espinoza, 12s showed up today, and Seattle couldn't finish. Sick of the dumbass penalties and throwing up deep balls. Offensive line must be addressed. Geno INTs,
interceptions.
Yeah.
The picks. Yeah, man. We look, the 12s, let's all pat ourselves on the back. We can't blame ourselves for this loss. We're not going to hear what we heard on social media after the Packers game. I would say, though, I don't know if the Vikings fans are as boisterous as the Packer fans, just as a culture, sort of. So, because there were a lot of Vikings fans there. They were trying to get the clap over the head going on the, what would that be? The eastern side, I suppose, of the stadium. They just couldn't really get as vocal, but they were there.
They didn't have their horns.
We were drowning them out. You know what, though, 12s, can I say this? We're good at getting loud as they're lining up, but then as soon as they snap the ball, that noise volume drops by probably 50 decibels. Can we just keep it going a little bit longer while the play's happening?
Keep it rocking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my ask of you guys.
Aiden Espinoza, tired of illegal formation and ineligible man flags. And then like the emoji with the one eyebrow.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I guess this whole season has kind of gone by and I've sort of just not really noticed how many illegal formation and sort of procedural type, real nerdy X's and O's inside. Like, is the tackle's head at the center's belt buckle, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are we doing?
But you said we had several false starts, right?
And we had the false starts.
Okay. It's because we're in our goddamn stance for like 30 seconds. Like,
okay,
just call a play and go.
I have questions about this now. And for you podcast listeners, I'm not sure how well all this will translate, but like Lofa, on the offensive line, when we were kids, most offensive linemen walked up, put one hand down on the ground, and stayed there until the ball was snapped, and then they run block, they pass block. If they're pass blocking, maybe they didn't have a hand on the ground, but that was when you're getting more advanced, maybe towards the NFL. Maybe you knew how to do that. But either way, if you flinched, if you moved, if you whatever before the ball snapped, that's a false start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that is a false start. But I watch a lot of football where maybe a guy on the offensive line will just like poke his head up and look around a little bit, then get back down. Then that's not a false start. Sometimes they'll like tap the guy next to him and like, give him like a little nudge on the hip or something. That's not a false start. But if you sort of get into your pass blocking set, then that is a false start.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why can they sometimes do the prairie dog and then go back down, but that's not a false start?
That's a good question. But there's no movement other than like looking, like standing up, like you're not moving your feet. Like a travel in basketball, right?
It's the feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get into your kick slide.
Right.
You fucked up.
Okay.
You fire off the ball.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Uh-huh.
So that's like, and then especially if there's an audible, the guy has the right to turn around and look and check with the quarterback or stand up. Prairie dog, I believe you called it.
Prairie dog in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of moving on the offensive line that's not a false start. Then there's just, obviously I know which movements are false starts, but I don't know. But a lot of gray areas.
Yeah. It's Aiden's right though. I mean, we just got to stop, man. Like just do anything. Go on a silent count quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So we have the jump on them if it's a run play. Like I only played quarterback in high school. And this is shit. This is like elementary.
Like football 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like use your voice as a weapon.
Right. Seahawks loses.
Johnny Langston.
20. I'm resetting the scene, everybody. Seahawks loses 27-24. What's your confidence level in this team right now? Scale is 0 to 12. Put it in the chat. Katie's reading your questions. Go ahead, Katie.
Johnny Langston with some positivity. Win or lose, these are the types of games that shape teams and build culture. This was a hell of an effort.
I like the sentiment, Johnny, and I love
the optimism.
And I love the optimism, and I like the glass half full, and that's what optimism is, right?
Yeah.
He follows that up
like
quickly. Minnesota stepped up, but Seahawks, we self-inflicted towards the end. The offsides, Murphy face mask, and Geno taking that sack in field goal range was a big part of losing the game late.
Yeah. But Murphy's face mask is one of those things that he's not aware that he's got his face mask, right? I mean, like that's one where his finger is getting tangled up as he's trying to make the tackle. I don't really know what can be done about that.
It's a desperate act to just get the guy.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
unfortunately,
jumping false start, like jumping on false starting at home 4 times. Something can be done about that.
Yeah. We've always played with great effort. So, to John's point, but it's just, even when I was coaching, we had a shit ton of penalties. We were always in like the top 5 of most penalized, but we had the talent to overcome those penalties. The margin for error is not there right now with the squad because it's a young squad and you have to learn to win. And in those moment of truth, the end of the game, I'm talking, of course, with the Legion of Boom and Russ and all these guys, they did enough at the end. They didn't hurt themselves. They made the play as opposed to, even if we got 10 penalties in the first half, we would have like 1 in the second half.
It almost seemed like the Vikings played like an old school Legion of Boom style game against us. They got some points early, played effective defense when they needed to, took the ball away when they needed to, ended the game on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't as suffocating.
I
didn't see Legion give up 303 touchdowns.
Well,
Bionic Giraffe 94.
Yeah.
Geno for life. Those were 2 ugly picks, but I think Grubb is to blame tonight. Why does every third down have to be a shot play? Just play the sticks.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's just even concept was, what happened to Arizona where we would flood a zone, right? Like the little swing pass that everyone seems to be doing, where there's a blocker out in front, there's 2 guys going vertical, a deep shot, a 7, a blocker, and so now it's like 4 on 3 because you're never going to push the coverage that far over. And I haven't seen that in 2 weeks. they're onto us, right?
Right.
This will never work again.
We're outsmarting ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just do what works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just baffling. Even we're moving the ball very well in the up tempo. Why would we ever huddle?
Yeah.
Which did kill one of our drives.
Yeah.
When we were just walking it down the field for a third time.
Geno gets into that rhythm and he looks great.
Yeah, the thinking's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to get to the line and look and then
Just
change a
reacts.
play. And then now a bunch of young and guys that haven't played together long are overthinking. And that's when a blitz comes screaming through free, right? That's when the holdings or the interceptions or sacks show up. It's just I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Jonathan Smith. Fans cheered Pete's firing. I'm surprised they've done as well as they have. Grubb is a problem, and he's not trying to figure out how to make runs work.
Yeah, it's weird rooting for a team that constantly claims they want to run the ball, no matter who the coaching staff is. Then they don't run the ball.
No.
So again, like, are you trying to outsmart? Like, is it like, oh, we said in the press we were going to run it,
just so they think we're going to run? They think we're going to run. We ain't fucking running.
It's all a big disguise and a ruse. Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
The Vikings were down by 4 points. They get the ball back and they run the ball. There was only five minutes left in the game, 4 minutes left in the game, something like that, and they're sticking to the run.
I'm surprised they threw the ball. I know they got Jefferson, who is, in my eyes, that's the best receiver in the league.
In Tariq Woolen's eyes, he's the best receiver in the league too.
Man, in all of our eyes.
Yeah,
because wasn't just Reek out there. I mean, I would have had that guy double team from jump. If Addison goes off, who is a first-round pick, great receiver, he goes off and beats us, I can live with that. I can't live with the best receiver getting 10 for 120 and 2 touchdowns, a game winner, when whose fault do you guys think that one was?
Well, the pass to Jefferson there from Darnold. Well, Jefferson ran right past Reek.
Okay.
And then Love came over the top, but got there too late. So is that on Reek or Love? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone's just going to assume Reek, right?
I would assume, since he's running 6 yards behind the play and trying to catch up.
He had no business being back there. He was cover 2.
Okay.
And
well, that might be no.
So check this out. So it was a 3-by-1 formation. Go back and watch it, ladies and gentlemen. There's trips over here. I'm the backside safety. I'm supposed to be on the numbers, especially if 18 is over there. That's the only threat to my side. These guys don't even make it to the far hash, and we're turning to give attention to them, like something maybe coming up the middle. The guy runs right by. Reek's only supposed to carry and deliver that 15, maybe 20 yards. He was 30 yards, 25 to 30 back deep, because he has that kind of speed to make up. But he's supposed to jam but I have to go back because I don't know. Supposed to turn him inside. And maybe that's why Love was so far inside. You're supposed to be top of the numbers.
Okay.
He was 2 or 3 yards inside the numbers. But either way, I got Jefferson over here. I don't give a shit who's over there. All other 4 eligible could be over there. You guys are on your own. Not letting this guy catch the ball.
Right.
And we turned inside as we backpedaled. Sam Darnold got a cannon, threw it, and we were just too late to
step up too. He
did.
We were getting to him. He stepped up. He threw it on the run. It was a heck of a throw.
It was a great throw.
He just flicked the wrist, and that thing was a piss missile.
It was
a hell of a throw.
But that, just doing your job.
Yeah.
And again, I have to go back.
But are we thinking too much?
Maybe he released outside.
Well, maybe we're thinking too much. Maybe Reek's the kind of guy that just wants to go out there and cover JJ one-on-one and let him do his damn thing. And he's too busy thinking, is this zone right now? Is Love over the top? Do I have help here?
Yeah.
Are we inside the numbers, outside the numbers? The game's on the line. Go play some damn football.
You could do that. I mean, even like Spoon, who's our best coverage guy, Addison ran him up, went outside, came back. The route must have taken like 6 seconds. And he ran him 15 yards to come back and catch it for 10, first down. And it's just like, but what do? They work back to the ball, right? Whereas we kind of just, JSM works back. Whatever, the rest of us, we're just kind of catching it because Geno throws it on time, kind of a timing operation. But these guys were coming back to the ball and making coverage very hard, even for a guy like Spoon, who's one of the best in the league.
Keenan.
Yep, next. Yeah.
last pick was on DK, but if it wasn't for drops, Geno would have had maybe 5. Is Woolen the new Trey Flowers? For what it's worth, defense did their job other than the last JJ touchdown.
Yeah.
And JJ's last touchdown.
I agree. Agree with the last one. Didn't know FWIW was for what it's worth, but thank you.
It's cool. I Googled it.
The new Trey Flowers.
Katie's been on a football show for 6 seasons. She doesn't know INTS, but she knows
for what it's worth.
FWIW.
We could have had more interceptions, correct. And we could have, as a defense, if we didn't drop the ball as well. I saw 2 drops out there, so there's that.
We used to do on the show before we got to this show, we used to do like a we need to talk about and then fill in the player's name. If it had been a few weeks and, maybe now it's time to have a family meeting, call everyone into the living room. We need to have a talk about so-and-so. Do we need to have a talk about Reek Woolen? Because a lot of Seahawk fans out there, his name is on a lot of people's mind when they're talking Seahawk football. And just, he had such a great rookie season, but he's kind of struggled, this season a little bit too. I mean, he's got some great plays, but he gives up some plays also. I mean, is it time to talk about Reek?
I don't know. Maybe. What's on your mind?
I don't know. Like, why are we giving up so many plays?
Well, it's just like, okay, it's kind of like the same thing with Geno when everybody was bashing Geno. In the Rams game, when everybody was blaming Reek for what could have been the game-saving interception. Remember, Stafford just floated one.
Yeah.
We mistimed the jump.
Yep.
Right? Which we've mistimed the jump a couple times. So at some point, maybe a conversation with him is like, hey, let's time it better. Let's work on that in practice.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just on the kid. It's also coaching.
Yeah.
If I know a guy's he's struggling in one particular area because he's been in position to have 3 or 4 interceptions and mistime the jump. Now, does he need LASIK? I don't know. And I'm dead ass serious right now. I know you guys I joke a lot.
No, yeah.
But I'm dead ass serious.
I mean, he's a human. Like maybe
he needs goggles, right?
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson style. But then just are we asking him to do what he's capable of doing? Like he is a very good man coverage guy, and we do a lot of zone. I feel like sometimes he gets tunnel vision. So when Justin Jefferson was in the backfield, ladies and gentlemen, they ran a 10-yard out. He was on the number 1, and he went vertical with him. And T. Knight was sitting inside, almost as if pointing hey, out. But there's nobody out there. He was so fixed on one. You got Justin Jefferson on the backside. I'm expecting a flat or a wheel out of that guy, right? And he just went straight, didn't even know somebody was in the flats. So I think it's a vision. Wasn't joking when half joking when I said LASIK. But if we're jumping too early, and then we didn't even have the peripheral vision to know that a threat was out there, which the threat was the best receiver in the game. This is a problem, right?
Okay.
So are we asking too much of him?
Yeah.
Because he is a phenomenal athlete. He's a great player. Are we putting him in the best position to succeed? I would have put Spoon manned up on 18 everywhere he goes. And I don't think we're doing him justice, moving him around to 3 different positions throughout the game. How do you ever get comfortable and just dominate? And he still played well every game. That's what I'm so impressed with this kid.
Yeah.
But, it's asking a lot of a young player. So I would put Woolen on the number 2 and I would put Spoon on 1 and be like, hey, if you need help, just say.
Ryan 3000, 41 passes to 14 runs. Time to fire Grubb.
Ooh. Ryan's calling for jobs.
Yeah, I'm not calling for anyone's jobs yet, but I hear you. It's concerning when our easiest game of the year was against Arizona, and we ran the shit out of the ball. And we use pullers. We use such creative scheme where the puller didn't get touched for 7 yards. You hope to get a running back untouched for 7 yards. I've never seen a puller who do I block?
Well, so is it game plan then? I mean, it can't be in the game plan to only run it 8 times, but maybe the game plan is we think Minnesota has a softer secondary. We think we can exploit a few things. And we're going to throw the ball. You know how
they do, and we did.
They
but
do the installment. We have more pass plays than run plays, but
you still have to. If you're predictable, it's over, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not running it, and you're not taking shots down the field, that secondary creeps up.
And if we didn't get a holding penalty on that one run, I mean, K9 would have even had more. Yeah.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bicycle.
Good call.
And
Katie.
if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bicycle. I don't know.
Twice.
All right. Alina's doll's got 2 in a row here. Lofa giving Brett the secret handshake. Due to this game, the double bird with a smile.
When? What did I say?
When Brett was like, when I let Lofa into our secret lair.
Oh, yeah. New England clam chowder.
That's don't tell him.
Oh,
yeah.
Forget what I said. We can edit that out. Oh, we're live. Shit.
She follows that up with a couple of positives. Fans showed up, and Arizona was 1 card short of getting into the playoffs. We also still have a couple games to go.
I see what you did there.
We do. This whole thing about the Rams needing to lose twice has me.
Well, one of them nervous and they need to lose once.
I know that. No, I think they need to lose both, don't they?
Yeah, you're right. But we need Cardinals to do us a solid.
Come on, Cardinals.
Yeah,
let's go.
Daniel Garcia. Can Geno's bad play be associated with having no confidence in what Grubb is doing with the offense?
You know, it's a very valid point. But, Daniel, I'll say at year 10, just year 9 or 10 for Geno, you got to know when to take off and run, throw it away. And even as bad as not having a run game or protection's been, which has been actually pretty decent since the bye week. Like, shout out to them. They've been doing well. But there's still a timing. You gotta just take off and run. And I'm not saying like go run for 45 yards like you did to start the season, which was beautiful. But just give us 3 yards. Like that forward.
I can't believe Geno's been in the league that long.
Yeah.
How about the broadcast today with sort of a bit of a were they playing a bit of a joke with everybody? How they had Geno, former Jets quarterback, Sam Darnold, former Jets quarterback, and Sanchez on the call. Former Jets quarterback.
Sanchito?
Getting a little cheeky with it, I feel like.
The Sanchez?
Sending us Mark Sanchez. Every time they send us him, I feel like we don't win. Is that true?
I'm going to get him off the list.
What's Sanchez's record for us as a commentator? Anybody know?
Someone chime in and find that out. I know one of you guys
we were supposed to, maybe I'm blowing him up, but we were supposed to have him as a guest on the show. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then I think he big timed us.
Good. He would have killed our show.
I actually don't think he big timed us, but I'm going to say he big timed us.
He fucking big timed.
Did he big time us?
Had to.
All right, then forget it. Sanchez, dead. Get out of here.
Your hair looks bad.
Oh, shots fired from a guy with no hair,
too. It was Anchor, man.
Oh, okay. You're taking a real shot.
Jeez.
Dalton H.
Dude, we had the biggest. You don't ever go after a guy's hair. You know, I was triggered. Sorry, Katie.
We had the biggest hole I've seen all season on the first drive, and we just stopped running. We had 7 passes in a row at one point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe Grubbsy is signed up for 12 status.
Yeah, he must be going with the
maybe he stayed a Washington State resident.
I mean, I know Delta loves him.
You know, he stayed in state and he thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I need to rack up some air miles.
I heard this all day podcast.
Let's go, man.
They're with Delta. We get yards.
300.
He's thinking of you.
300 plus yards, you guys. And you get a free mile on Delta for every yard the Seahawks throw for when you sign up at 12status.com. You just put in your email. It takes less than 30 seconds. It's free. It's easy. And why the hell wouldn't you just get extra miles?
Yeah. And then Dalton, you're right though. There was a couple other times on two touchdown drives. Like we were 5 for 5. I think 4 or 5 were to DK and 4 or 5 were to JSN, and we scored. Right. So it's tough, but 7 in a row. It's like at some point just run a draw. It looks like a pass.
And it'll probably work. You've been throwing it so much.
Yeah, they're going to be running up the field.
Yeah, man.
This is what we killed the Niners with, remember? When they had a great pass rush?
Somebody in the chat just put Rick Myers' name in there. That's an old school fan right there.
Rick Meyer.
I had that jersey. Sorry, Katie. Go ahead.
Alina, shout out to Penix's first win. How many think the Seahawks should have drafted him the same way as Atlanta?
Yeah, Michael Penix gets into the game. They get the win, 34-7 against the New York Giants.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but he caught the Giants without Daniel Jones.
He got him with Drew Lock.
Exactly. Right, and this is who everybody was clamoring for.
A lot of Seahawks fans wanted him to stay, yeah.
And I love Locke. I hope he does well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody's saving that organization at the helm.
How about you, Seahawk fans out there? How about you, listeners? What do you think seeing Penix
I don't know.
doing his thing? I don't think he had a touchdown pass, though.
Oh, weird. I could hand off to Bijan Robinson, Alina.
Against the New York Giants?
At 42. I could turn around and, here you go, Bijan. Go get him, bud.
What was his day? What did he finish with?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay. He's
all
figuring it out.
So Locke, 22 of 39, 210, a touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Ooh.
And
Locke threw it almost 40 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
18 of 27, 202, and no touchdowns, 1 interception.
Oh, he threw a pick.
Yeah.
Only completed 18 passes. They only threw it 27 times because why? They ran it 22 with just Robinson alone.
33, 34. And then even Penix got a little busy.
Wow.
With 0.8 yards per carry, but he ran it 4 times. He at least took off.
Yeah.
Right? But they ran it 34 times with their running backs.
Doesn't that sound nice? Run the ball. You had K9 back. Everybody walking into the stadium today was talking about K9 is back. Here we go. We're going to run the ball. And then he gets 6 carries for the game. Ridiculous. Kevin from Denver, I think, is calling Penix the next Warren Moon in the chat.
I saw Warren Moon today. Shout out to him. Oh, yeah.
Whoa, Hall of Famer.
Big dude. I took a picture.
Yeah.
I'll put it online.
Oh, nice.
One of us was a linebacker. He's like 3 inches, 4 inches taller than me. And he looks like a linebacker.
If you start doing the Seahawks players in numerical order, he's always number 1 for me. Right?
Yeah.
That's number 1 right there.
Yeah.
Blitz is 0.
Yeah.
Warren Moon's number 1. Who's number 2?
I don't know.
Drew Lock.
Was he?
Yeah. Number 3.
How many can you do? Yeah, how many can you do?
Number 3 is Russell Wilson.
Obviously.
Number 4.
House money.
Oh, House money, yeah. Dilfer too.
Maybe? Oh, Dilfer dimes.
Number 5, Myers.
6,
6, Sam Howell. 7, Geno Smith. T-Jack. Number 8, Hasselbeck. 9, Johnny Ryan.
Oh, Johnny
Am I right about
that?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Chenna?
Number 10, Chenna.
Number
Number 11,
Olindo Mare.
Number 11, Percy Harvin. Maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Number 12, the fans.
Yeah.
13, Ernest Jones.
Sam Atkins, number 12.
Ooh,
Before
good pull.
Before Sam Atkins.
Good pull. 14, DK Metcalf. 15, Golden Tate.
Ooh.
16.
Well, wasn't 15 originally Doug? And then he changed to 89?
Oh, good call.
All right, next question.
We can just keep going.
We can just,
That was a fun game.
I don't think this is what they want.
I wonder how long I could go.
Nolan Capano toast in 2 years.
It got a little broken up there, Katie, but the comment here from Nolan says Reek went all-star to burnt toast in 2 years. I'm telling you, man, this is what they're talking about out there. I love Reek.
Yeah,
I like him as a person. I've met him before. He's a nice guy. I mean,
Yeah.
I like his game. He's obviously got the physical attributes. He's so tall. He's so long.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
Yeah.
He's got to step it up, though.
Okay, and some that I've talked about, he had knee procedure last off season, missed all of training camp and all of OTAs, and came back. And I said it. I go, I don't know if he's healthy, but now this is a whole year later, and he's got the shoulder right. Like it's hard to play in this league, and it fucking happens, man. You age quick. So we'll see. Remains to be seen. He's still too freakish athletically for it to be like downhill or over from here.
Well, McDonald is supposed to be this defensive genius.
Yeah.
So use these players in the strengths that in the ways that they should be used, right? I mean, that's what a real genius is should be able to do, and what he needs to do.
Yeah, utilize their strengths.
Yeah.
And so, it might be more man coverage. I don't know, but can everybody else hold up?
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Next question. Next comment. What do you got?
Reminds me like Nnamdi Asomugha. Remember that name?
Oh, yeah. Wait, where'd we leave off? 16?
5 or 6 time All-Pro.
Tyler Lockett.
Then he gets the big deal to Philly, and they are a zone team, and he was notoriously the best man coverage guy. And they're like, oh, he fell off. We're like, well, no, you're not using him how he was always used.
Right.
Whoever he was put on was done for the day.
Yeah.
Like, just go ahead and don't start him if you got him on fantasy.
Right.
He ain't getting catches. But then you go to zone, and now it's division and everything, right?
Yeah. Well, you can't just take a first baseman and make him a left fielder.
Not with that attitude.
Well, sometimes, I mean, you think you can sometimes. It's like, oh, it's baseball. They all played Little League. Must have played, figure it out. It's a fly ball. How hard can it be? No, like it's certain players have, some players can do it. You can take Mookie Betts and stick him anywhere. But not every player is Mookie Betts. You know what I mean?
True.
Like some players have to play to those strengths, and I think that's coaching.
If my guy Manny Ramirez can play left field, I think anybody can.
That's just Manny being Manny.
What a beast.
Sometimes he was there. Sometimes he's in the bathroom.
And even sometimes when he was there, he really wasn't
there. Just don't know. Yeah. Katie, what else?
Adam, the Island Sun. Grub is the problem. Run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what the meetings are like. I'd love to know. Can you be serious for 1 minute?
I didn't know the way you said that. Just because I just was like, yeah, me too.
Wouldn't you? Hey, I'm just going over the stats here. And we have 8 runs.
McDonald, I don't know him or anything. I've never met him.
Me neither.
I feel like I don't know him too well because even if you listen to interviews or whatever, you kind of just get that cliche coach type stuff. I don't feel like I really get a real sense of him yet,
I think this is him. That's his personality.
Well, all right. Yeah. Then I'm not sure what those meetings are like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he's not a guy who's going to walk over and, clear the desk off and throw the water cooler around and stuff like that. But he's a young guy.
He is the most mature 36-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Totally. But does he need to turn over the desk? Maybe he does behind the scenes. We just don't know. Yeah.
But I just wonder what it's like when you're going over the stat sheet as a staff together. Just like, oh, 8 carries.
Mm-hmm. 8 carries. Yeah. Well, because he's handling the defense.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Grubb's job to handle the offense. Roberto Ramirez. Oh, go ahead, Katie. Sorry.
Busy night. Can't stick around. Just came here to say Geno is trash. All them picks are the reason why I and ultimately John will give up on him.
Is Geno here next year?
I don't think we pay him.
So no.
What do you think? He's just going to hang out for free?
Just because he enjoys the uniform?
I just like the city.
I just like it. I'll play for free, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And I think there's so many bad quarterbacks out there.
Have you watched college? It's not as if anyone's coming out.
Yeah. No one's coming to save you.
Yeah. I don't know. This could be one of those situations where, be careful what you wish for,
yeah.
Seahawks fans.
Oh, I've been saying it.
Who are you going to replace him with?
I don't know. Maybe that money goes towards, some all-pros on the L&D line.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could literally put anyone back there to hand it off.
That'd be nice.
And anyone back there
I'll take that
to play linebacker and pick it off.
Yeah.
Right? When there's pressure.
How many times did we get our hands on the ball and didn't come down with it?
Yeah.
Fumbles too. They had that one that was an incomplete pass, but it looked like it could have been a fumble.
Yeah.
Seconds away, inches away, game of inches.
Yeah.
Katie, what else you got out there?
Keenan, Trey Brown, neutral zone, shaking my head.
Yep, bad penalty. Was that the first drive? Wasn't it very early on?
Yeah, we were offsides, or
Yeah, he lined up in the neutral zone.
How's that possible? And this isn't the first time.
The offense has a line. The defense has a line. How wide is the neutral zone?
Well, I'm just saying, even if it's man coverage or you're on a blitz, it's supposed to have like indicators, whether it's the quarterback, knee, hand clap, all that of when to go if it's a blitz. But if you're lined up man coverage, you should know if you're just too close to the guy. If you're just like right here. Hey, Brett.
Right in my face.
I just want you to know I'm covering you.
Yeah, I got it. I look at the ref. He's too close.
But we did this. We were in one of the early games. We were offsides. It was one of the young guys, corner. Forget who it was. He was offsides. Out there at number 1. Never seen it in my life. No, seen it twice.
Not fun. Next.
Dalton H. Geno wearing the number of jerseys that he sold.
Oh, Dalton. Ouch.
I'm going to buy
Yikes.
20 jerseys just to make you wrong.
There's not a lot of Geno jerseys in the stadium. That's true. Not a lot of Russ jerseys either, though. Last 2 quarterbacks.
I still see Hass's jersey. Saw one today.
Lots of Hass jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
He puts asses in the seats.
He sure does.
Helena Dahl. Yeah, F the refs for messing with Big Cat. Wants me to bring out my claws to poke the ref's brain so it gives them some brain cells. F them all season.
Very descriptive. I love it.
There was some just we like to joke about the script, and I like my WWE.
I'm starting to believe
there were
you.
some moments today.
I'm starting to believe you,
felt
brother.
Very strange. Like a couple penalties were coming out 10 seconds after the play.
Yeah, like
where like the whole thing's done, and then
broken the huddle for the next play.
Yeah,
and then they're like, wait, there's a flag.
Well,
now.
It's like on the jumbotron to be like, now there's a picture of a flag on the field. It's like, where'd that come from? What's going on? And then they just come up with some BS, legal formation, holding on a defensive lineman on a running play.
But then they go to huddle. What'd you see? I don't know. I think it was a legal shift.
I'm pretty sure that's the second time we've gotten holding on a D lineman this season on a run play.
Yeah.
Where I guess the referees are accusing our guys of holding their offensive linemen, not letting them get to the second level.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
How come that never gets called on teams that we play?
Well, because there's an art to doing it. You can't be all out here.
Right.
Like, you got to be in the breastplate and just
giving them the business.
Yeah. Right.
Get inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as big, strong, as fast as you are, just beat the shit out of the guy, go by him, and let the little linebacker fend for himself. Like, happens sometimes.
So you don't think it's that the referees have earpieces in and they're being told what to do?
No, not
by
with that.
Triple H and The Rock?
With that, I mean, it was clear. It was clear. Like, you could see it, right?
Yeah.
It's rarely called inside, but you could see that one.
All right. I think it's
Alex
an inside job.
Santos. Business decision is to trade Reek for draft capital and find a new quarterback, even though I respect Geno. Maybe Justin Fields or Dalton Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel from the Oregon Ducks. Ugh. I don't want to root for a duck. I'd have trouble even if Justin Herbert came here. It's hard to root for a duck.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, but I'll tell you what, won't matter at all. They don't fix the issues with a lack of running game. And I know you got, like I'm telling you, did you see how easy the Arizona Cardinal game was? Right. And they were actually highly ranked defense at the time, or at least top 10. And then we just shredded them through the air on the ground. And I thought we found something, meaning a run game and a little bit of balance on offense.
Well, and we were getting our number one running back.
Yeah.
We've been without him for a long time. He limped off the field, by the way. Does anyone got a status
ankle,
on that?
His high ankle. Yeah, he's going to get it checked.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Well, that does, they didn't hand it to him anyway.
True.
Alina, do you think that fans should be able to vote out national broadcasters versus local to be on the TV due to crappy commentary? It's never equal, especially to the Hawks.
We talked about this earlier in the season. I think every fan has this gripe about commentators, no matter Like, I bet you even there's some Chiefs fans who think that commentators hate the Chiefs, except for Collinsworth. We know he loves them.
Loves them.
He adores the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I because my dad, ever since I was a kid, has yelled how much the commentators hate the Seahawks. Do you think that's really real?
I mean, the last 11 years with how many wins we've had, yeah. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
And like then they broadcast for some team that's been horrible and they're just like out of it and you're just like, poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They're a lot nicer.
True. Which commentators are your least favorite?
No, you know what my least favorite thing about commentators are? There'll be like a guy that never started.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just talking shit about a guy that's made a Pro Bowl or two or, or Hall of Fame.
And you mean the commentator himself?
Yeah.
Might not have done much as a player.
No.
Maybe like a butt fumbler. maybe he had a butt fumble.
But I'm saying there's been guys that were notorious for just like talking shit. And then you like look up their resume and it's just like, you didn't really do shit either in the league. But you almost feel like you're getting criticized by a fan. With all due respect, family, is like, okay, so why don't you tell me about how I played and what my assignment was on that play?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to tolerate.
It does seem like even like a lot of ESPN's top commentators it's like Dan Orlovsky. Look, I love Kirk Herbstreit as a commentator.
Yeah.
But he got to ESPN pretty early before they were getting like the deep talent. And he's a great commentator, worked himself into a great career and all that kind of stuff. But as a player,
he does primetime games now in the NFL.
Sure.
And but he's not overly critical.
He never played in primetime games in the NFL.
He found a way to get there. But no, there was some guys. I don't want to say names because I don't want to spread negativity. But I remember getting criticized one time. We were playing a very good running back, and we had a rule. He breaks into, I know you got the middle hook. He breaks in, go down and get him. We do not want him with the ball. We'd rather have the tight end catch it. And guess what happened? The tight end caught it a couple times with me just running down and making sure this guy didn't catch the ball.
You're doing your job.
Doing what I was told.
That's right.
Doing my job. And I'm going to the sideline like I can like feather it and then use the timing aspect to come down. They're like, we don't even want to risk it. So
you get home, turn on the TV.
Yeah.
What's Tatupu doing?
This guy.
Oh no.
That's like junior high shit right there. And I'm just like, whoa. Let me look this fucking scrub up. And holy shit. Was like his resume underwhelming. Like how'd that guy get that job?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have some guesses after we're done recording.
I'll never tell. I'm a steel trap.
Ryan Grubb refuses to run the ball. He has to go.
Wow. I'm conflicted because I'm not a fan of firing people mid-season because I just feel like you kind of flounder and then you got to still find whoever's going to actually replace him anyway. And then I'm not sure if that actually really does you anything.
Yeah.
And, they got the job in the first place and you got 2 games left. And I'm not sure I'm a fan of like firing them with 2 games left.
No, not when you're still in it.
However, that's why I'm conflicted because like, it hasn't looked great at times. Like I was trying to think of what our best offensive game of the season is. It's probably the Cardinals game that you bring up.
Yeah.
Maybe the Falcons game early in the season. We torched the Falcons.
We did get some defensive help. Derek Hall touchdown or Moffitt.
True.
Forced fumble.
Yeah.
A couple interceptions.
I'm just not a fan of firing them now.
Yeah. But it'll be reassessed at the end of the season, which hopefully goes into January.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I still believe we got a home game coming.
Okay. I like it.
We're going to win this.
I like the optimism.
Fuck yeah.
Still a 13.
Adam,
huh?
Adam, the Island Son, do we really keep Reek after this?
Well, what are you going to do with him? You want to cut him? The trade deadline's over.
No, but I think they're saying towards draft. I don't know if it was Adam, but somebody else said like trade. And then they want to get a quarterback.
Well, they want draft capital in order to go after a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, the only problem with quarterbacks, they're usually taken in like the top 10, and we're not going to be there, regardless of if we make it the playoffs or not. So we're going to have to trade a lot. Future considerations and just to move up to get one of these guys. And I don't know. I'm not overly stoked about any of these quarterbacks coming out either.
There's another Brett in the comments saying we are not in it. Yes, we are. We're not out of it.
Right?
What else you got, Katie?
Right?
KT000. Lofa, what's the locker room like when you know there's a player on the team that continues to F up and get beat for big touchdowns? Recon tape looks so bad.
Well, it's still your brother, and this is a team sport. So you take everything in consideration. Like, did the pass rush get there, right? Because you got to put pressure on the quarterback. It's not easy. But you still your brother, you put your arm around him, say, hey, we're going to do everything we can to help you. But they also have to be honest with you. If they're dealing with an injury that they're not disclosing, I'm talking this stays in-house, in the locker room, to the training room, to the coaches. But then, would hope at this day and age, a player could say privately, not tweet about it. Fellas, please don't tweet anything anymore. Just go to your coach and ask, can we talk about this scheme? Or I don't understand this, the why. Explain the why. That's what a good coach does. Whether it's situational awareness, technique, what we're using, like there's got to be a way to make it easier, because that's, as a coach for 2 years, that was my job. Find a way to explain it in as few words as possible so that they can't forget it. And, but yeah, I don't know. They got to have some real conversations though. And behind closed doors, keep that shit in-house, fellas. Keep that shit in-house.
I was listening to the radio after the game. They had Reek in the locker room, and they were asking about the final, or that touchdown, the Jefferson at the end. And he was saying, we'll have to go back and watch the tape on it, learn from it. Then he said, you got to give JJ credit. He's the number one wide receiver in the league and the highest paid receiver in the league. Okay, but I'm not sure if I like my DB just going, hey, that's the highest paid receiver in the league. What are you going to do? It's like, you got to get out there and cover them. Like, I mean, yeah. you get paid too.
Again, you don't know what was asked of him in that responsibility, right?
Yeah.
All I saw was cover 2.
Yeah.
We weren't inside the 20 where you're asked to take them all the way to the goal line.
No, well, okay, I hear you on that. And if that is the case, then Reek's got to be even more pissed than we are with him.
You're right, but he did the right thing, though.
This video looks like it's on me. I'm just saying optically, like to the fans, to other teams, it doesn't look good for him right now.
No, but he said everything correctly, and I'm proud of him. That he just said, I got to do better, and like he didn't point the finger. I just explained it how I saw it.
Yeah.
And I might even be wrong.
Yeah.
But I saw trips away. I'm not even looking in that direction unless someone streaks all the way across and stresses me on that near hash, which is 2 or 3 yards outside where I'm standing, or the numbers. And where he caught it was damn near right there, numbers and sideline, between the numbers and the sideline, which if you're on the numbers, you make that play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm here so I won't get fined, says Geno's time management is cheeks. Those delay of games penalties are frustrating. That's also the main reason why they call false starts on the O-line as well.
Correct on the false starts. Time management, I'm going to need you to go back, and I'll go back, and I will clock exactly how much time they have when they break the huddle, because I feel like there's no sense of urgency. Call comes in from the sideline. How long does that shit take to get out? Right? Now we break the huddle. And yeah, if we're checking plays, the false starts happen because you can't ask the O-lineman to sit in a stance for 25 seconds, right? Get to a play and go. But illegal shifts and all the motion penalties, it's like, is that on Geno?
We also had to take a timeout in the third quarter
before
because the clock
game
was running down, got to 0. And then I watched Coach Mack call the timeout for him.
Well, I watched Rush take 2 delay games the other day.
Yeah.
And
he used to take delay games with us all the time.
Yeah. You're supposed to be like looking at the play clock. You know where the play clocks are.
Yeah.
as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. I knew where it was as a middle linebacker because I'm timing my blitz. If they get too close to that 0, I'm just running
go.
as hard as I can. And, someone's getting hit.
Do you remember when they started this whole thing where the referees have to see the clock hit 0, then look down to the ball, then look back, and then they don't really do that anymore?
Well, can't you give them a fucking buzzer? Right?
I don't know.
I'm looking at the ball. It's not snapping. The buzzer goes off.
Right.
Boop, delay game.
That's the NFL, though, right? Like 1 year to the next. 1 year, there's like an emphasis on something. Then the next year, there's not really an emphasis on anything. Yeah. Also, just not for nothing, the kickoff. I'm so over this kickoff thing. Like I hate the whole thing. I don't get the whole thing. I'm done with the whole thing. It's boring.
Yeah.
Nobody moves. It's never gonna go to the house anyway. Like we're kicking off, or they're kicking off. Sorry, towards the end of the game, and McNasty's standing next to me. He's like, "We're gonna house this thing right here." I'm like, "Not a chance." But back in the day, it did feel like you might have had a chance on the normal kickoff,
especially with Leon back there.
Ooh.
Washington
or Percy Harvin.
Yeah, Percy.
They should have got Percy to raise the flag for this game.
Or Hutch, right? Did you say Hutch? You said Hutch?
Yeah. We were just trying to think of Seahawks who were also Vikings.
Johnny Randall.
Might troll them a little bit. John Randall. Yeah. Blair Walsh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blair Walsh, legendary Vikings kicker. Remember when he won Seattle the game as the Vikings kicker?
Yeah, I was there.
And then became the Seattle kicker?
I was in the building.
Katie?
Brett Diggs. Still feels like we have residual ref vendetta from the Legion of Boom area. We were never really NFL media darlings and never got the Jordan calls in our heyday like Kansas City does now.
Never got the Jordan calls. Is that an MJ reference?
Yeah. What about, I don't know how else the DN could have hit him. Mahomes throws the worst pick six I've ever seen, or fumble. They pick it up, score. And they call it back, roughing the passer.
Yeah.
I think a hair got grazed on his head.
Well, he's got the Head and Shoulders shampoo commercials,
right?
So,
dude, it was bad.
Geno got absolutely destroyed on that one that he was rolling out to his left.
Dude, Russ got destroyed too. And
what recently?
Yeah,
yesterday
when they played
today?
The Ravens.
Oh, yesterday.
Oh my God, that was. But he looked good.
Yeah,
nimble.
Yeah. He's on playing.
Look like he's back.
Lost 2 in a row though.
Yeah.
Well, not that I'm
the
watching.
The team lost 2 in a row.
That's true.
Mitch Toohey. Despite the moments that killed us, like Trey Brown's penalty before the second Vikings touchdown, and the many others in crucial moments, we looked really promising. Big love from Sydney, Australia, all day fam.
Whoa, Mitchie the kid.
G'day, Mitch.
Tuning in from down under.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's up, Mitch? Thanks for being with us.
We had that. And that's why it was so much more disheartening that we lost that as opposed to the Packers. It's we're gonna win. We're gonna win. And then touchdown. It's we're still gonna win. We get to the 50 and we have to go for a 60-yard field goal. What did you think? I was yeah, he's a Pro Bowl kicker. Did you want to punt it there?
I thought there was a chance, but I was standing under the Hawks nest and could feel the wind at my back.
They said he had a tailwind.
I felt like it. I don't know. It was swirling to me.
Were you? Did you have your back turned
on the broadcast? They talk about.
Listen. Well, go ahead, Katie. Sorry.
On the broadcast, it says that there's a wind at his back.
Yeah, but as we talked about, that was Sanchez. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He was just going with the flow of the hair.
I was under the Hawk's nest and I got a little chill right before that because I had to put my hood up. The wind was blowing from behind me. That's all I know.
If you put your hood up and it was that strong of a wind, you would have flown onto the field, little man.
I just got a little chill. It got a little nippy down there. Put my hood up. So, listen, you guys can believe the commentators all you want. I'm telling you what I felt.
Okay.
All right. I was standing on the grassy knoll, man. The wind was coming from behind me. That's all I know. From back and to the left.
Was there a fan in the building?
More than one, actually.
You're in the cold zone?
There's 60,000 of them. You didn't see them?
The cooler? Yeah.
67,000, I think. Go ahead, Katie.
Sorry, Katie.
Alina, the refs should be more appreciative. If it wasn't for the Fail Mary call by the interim refs, they wouldn't have gotten their jobs back during the strike.
Yeah, bring back the replacement officials.
Absolutely.
I mean, you never know what's going to be called these days anyways.
Good call.
Right?
Yeah. them with their little earpieces in. I'm telling you, there's something going on.
Yeah.
We should try to get like a police scanner or something. Do you think we could tune into the refs radio?
A frequency?
Yeah. Like the air traffic control
It'd be
back
great
in the
if we
day?
could Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
There was no penalty. Pick it up.
Man, when I was a kid, I used to tune into that channel on airplanes all the time. Just listen to them talking to planes. Fun.
Brett's landing planes from his living room.
I used to play Flight Simulator like it was my job.
That movie, Airplane. What a great movie. Oh.
If called upon, could you land a commercial jetliner if there was an emergency?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you just put it on autopilot, right? I grab a cocktail, sit back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pilot Tatupu. Going to be a smooth landing.
Like you think there's just a button up there that says land?
Autopilot.
Bink.
Yeah. Use AI or something.
True Metal Jake. Does Grubb know something that we don't? Does he not run because he knows that our O-line can't block? He needs to get his ass down and coach from the sideline.
Yeah, he is up in the booth. I actually had this thought during the game as well, because they cut to him. They showed him up there on DK's touchdown. He was pumping his fist. What about coaching from the booth versus the sideline?
As a coordinator, I would much rather be in the booth.
Really?
Right? Like
you see it from up there.
I've already, and my position coaches, that's who I need down there on the ground, talking to them, and I'd be, communicating, hey, this is what he's doing right now. They're going to come back to this play. Just tell him to be aware of that. Like little things like that. But you just get the games in slow motion. Like from when you go from playing on the field to like you're sitting up in the fucking suite. I don't know how many times this year, like when it's been a deep touchdown pass, I've just like stood up and like put my hand in there and everybody's just looking at me like, what? I was like, JSN, touchdown, like 4 seconds later. And they're just like, they think I'm a genius. I'm like, Tony Romo up there, touchdown, JSN. And then all of a sudden it happens.
Well, but what about getting the feel of the game, though? Or like just, little tidbits you might pick up on the sideline. You might hear an offensive lineman say something. He's coming off the field. You're kind of not like in that, though.
You're relying on them to relay to the
I know, but I'm saying like maybe you're not getting the full story, though. It could there's something more he could pick up from going down on the sideline and having, his lackeys up in the booth.
That vantage point,
okay,
from up there and seeing. They chart everything.
Yeah.
All right. They've been, nickel.
Right.
So they're trying to match up when we go 11 personnel. All right. That's a time when even if they got 7, 8 in the box, 2 of them are DBs, we're running. Right. That's what one would think. But I'm just more concerned about like the beautiful scheme he planned in Arizona where there was 2 guys pulling, not 1, but 2.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've never seen a puller run down the field like looking for action. Like, I've never seen it. This guy did it like 3 times in one game. Bring it back.
Yeah.
The touchdown we ran against Green Bay. 2 pullers leading the way. And when Oli was hurt, Sundell, 30 yards downfield blocking. Never seen it. Keep doing it.
Alina Dahl, Brett, for shame.
Ooh.
Number 10 original was Jim Zorn. Shaking my head. Every Hawk fan knows that.
Jay-Z.
He yelled out Geno over the top, and I moved on to number 11.
You were going with all the current players, man.
You want to do like 3 names per number now, Alina? Excuse me.
Jay-Z, how dare you?
You're right. I've been a big Jim Zorn hater my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did we leave off, by the way? 16?
I think 16.
Okay. 16?
Lock it.
Yeah. 17?
Baker. Hey, counts.
Dalton H. Lofa and
you're
Brett.
close there, though.
Do you think our wide receivers chill with Geno off the field? If so, does Geno ever win their Madden matches? Does he cry after every L he takes?
Oh, boy. Here we go. It's the whole does the quarterback hang out with the team when they're not playing football conversation. We just did this with a quarterback number 3. We had this whole conversation.
He didn't hang out with anybody.
Okay. Does Geno hang out with
Definitely
anybody?
didn't play Madden.
Does Geno?
I feel like he's one of the dudes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I have no idea.
But, I mean, you just want your quarterback tough, right? And Russell, super tough.
Yeah.
One of the toughest dudes I've ever seen. Like strained throwing pec, didn't miss a snap of practice. Grade 2 MCL, should have been out 4 to 6 weeks. Slapped a brace on, didn't miss one snap of practice. Like, so you just want, like Hasselbeck, you just want your quarterback tough. And I think Geno is tough, right? Yeah. I've seen him take a beating and not complain, right? But I just, especially in these tough losses, I don't see anybody bringing the guys together, whether it's offense or defense, right? Like the leader's got to step up, and just say, "Hey, fellas, just do shit right for the remaining 10 minutes, and we get out of here with a win."
But it's hard to coach leadership like that at this level.
It's something you look for when you're paying or recruiting a guy,
But when you're not getting it, it's like you can't go up to a guy who's not that naturally and say, "Hey, get out there and be this kind of leader."
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen unless it's inherent to that person, or unless you take a lot of courses on it, and a lot of retreats and stuff. But it's not going to happen in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the game. Like, this is who Geno is when something goes wrong. He throws his hands up in the air.
I'm not just saying Geno,
right?
Like offensive line.
Well, a lot of the fans, though, a lot of Seahawks fans, they point to this all the time. Like when things aren't going well, they'll call him a whiner, actually, to be flat honest, or they don't like his body language, or like that kind of thing. This is a big storyline out there on Geno.
The best teams are run by the O&D line. When we went to the Super Bowl my rookie year, our offense and defensive line ran that fucking thing. They were dogs, all of them, right? 3 Pro Bowlers on the O-line, D-line, just a bunch of savages, and they ran that team.
But what we also saw, what the fans also saw, especially on TV, was your quarterback with that, always positive sort of it's not over till it's over. We've got this, clapping the hands together, getting guys together on the sideline, giving big impassioned speeches and stuff like that. And the cameras don't find the current quarterback doing that. And so I think a lot of fans just sort of they see that lack thereof and then read into it.
Yeah, maybe. But
doesn't mean that's what's happening, though.
We had 3 captains on the O-line. We had 2 of them were Hall of Famers. On the D-line, we had 1 or 2 captains. So it was that's who runs the team. That's who runs a successful team.
You know who runs hard? AJ Barner.
Tough.
Dude, tough as nails.
Yeah. Fant ran hard today, too.
How about also, true that, how about Pharaoh Brown with a sweet catch also?
Yeah.
Going up high to get that one.
And he threw the guy in the ground. They called him for a hold on that canine run. This is what you're taught to drive him into the ground.
Yeah.
And I guess you just can't do that anymore.
Well, not with
not
those
allowed
refs.
To have fun.
Right. No.
That was good old-fashioned fun back in my day.
Brett Diggs, remember 2 months ago when DK barked at Grubb in the headset for his play calling? Everybody killed him for that. You fast forward today, do you blame him?
Yeah.
Blame who, DK?
What did DK say back then? Wasn't he say throw the ball deep or something?
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of something I was like, okay, we don't run the ball and we don't throw it deep. That's a pretty easy offense to game plan for. A bunch of hitch routes and curls. What's to scare me besides all these awesome players? I mean, they have a great roster, but what's to scare me as a defense if we can just sit and jump routes and they're not going to run the ball?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of problems with the offense today. That's for sure.
Johnny Langston, Geno probably played better than any other quarterback against the Vikings. Flores is a good D coordinator.
True.
Outside of probably Stafford, in my honest opinion, do we normally just hate him or something?
What, Geno? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking.
Right, yeah. There's a Geno hate that's just really, I don't know if it'll ever go away unless, he ultimately wins the big one.
Yeah.
Really. You know what I mean? It's just, some people are just programmed. It's just programmed in there. And it's been there from the beginning, and I don't think you can
the
talk
narrative,
them out of it.
The narrative's there, and the story, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, if Reek Woolen is able to catch up to Justin Jefferson, knock the ball down, if Byron Murphy doesn't grab his face mask, if we sneak out of here with a win, I don't even know if Geno would get all the praise because they'd still say, well, he threw 2 picks.
2 picks.
Yeah, that one was ugly. So he's a bit damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, unless he takes us all the way, which what's your confidence level on that?
Yeah, because I mean, I was even thinking about it. Like, Josh Allen was the guy that I've been like, all right, if I had to pick one, probably be him, right? And I look up and James Cook has 100 yards and his backup's got 50. So he also has he has a run game and 2 good running backs.
Yeah.
That they're doing stuff. But so I'm trying to think of any other guy out there doing it with less. And no name comes to mind.
Okay.
Ryan Mahoney. Reek benched after the first drive for a team rule violation. Led to a touchdown.
Not after the first drive. He was benched for the first drive.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying it. And there's a team rule violation, which they haven't disclosed, but he broke a team rule. What do you think that is? Late to a meeting or something, maybe?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
I wonder but in your day, what kind of a rule would get you sat down for the first drive?
Shit, nothing. They just fine your ass a lot of money. Like, we ain't sacrificing wins, man.
Holmgren just puts a note in your locker.
Yeah.
See me after the game.
Here's a FedEx, bud. You know what that means.
Right. Yeah. We need you on the field, though.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm really mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It's kind of a good point. Like, I mean, depends on what rule he broke, obviously, but it'd have to be a pretty big rule to take one of your best players and then sort of play with one hand tied behind your back. What kind of lesson does that teach?
What could it be?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't bring snacks on his rotation to bring snacks day?
Oh, man.
Orange slices for the team?
I've never benched for one drive. I've never a quarter. Like,
it sounds a bit collegey to me.
Yeah.
That
was, yeah. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah. All right. Make some phone calls.
Yeah, I have no answers. I'm sorry.
Let us know.
Alina has a very important question, gentlemen.
Okay.
Lofa, did you finally try the Seattle dog? Or did that dog beat your cheeks again? If you don't try it, can't believe you were taken down by a dog.
No, he's not even allowed to answer on this. He has not tried the Seattle dog. He keeps ducking the Seattle dog.
Wait.
I'm texting him pregame. We tried the Seattle dog? Oh, no. Some other time.
I've had a hot dog and I've had cream cheese before. And I'm just going to tell you right now, the shit does not sound appetizing. But I will do one. I'll do a live reaction.
When the Seahawks make the playoffs and we're here for a home playoff game, that's happening.
All right. Deal.
Okay. Push comes to shove.
What's on it again?
It's a hot dog, cream cheese, grilled onions, and then one of the listeners said you got to add some jalapeno.
That sounds awful.
It's actually delicious.
It's
Even
so
Big
good,
Mike
Loaf.
likes them. Remember, he was kind of not saying anything last episode, but then after we were done, he was like, they're kind of good. See, he just said they're kind of good. You gotta try
Cream cheese is good on everything.
Yeah, hot dog, onions, jalapeno.
Kevin Tone, do we get it together, the next two, and make the playoffs? #12.
F and A, Kev. F and A. Yes. Say yes.
Do we get it together, win the next two, and make the playoffs?
Say yes.
Just say yes.
Do you want a Seattle dog or not?
All right.
Sadly, we could win the next two and not make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we win the next two? Yes. Do we make the playoffs?
Wait, who makes it? If we win the next two, because
if
they
win
need to drop
they'll
one.
have the tiebreaker. So yes, I will say yes.
Yeah, let's just go with yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah, we're making the playoffs. Not even a second thought.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, man. Nothing but confidence.
PGZ 206. Geno will get us to the wild card or miss the playoff. We have seen his ceiling.
Well, I don't even think wild card's a possibility from this division.
No.
It's kind of like 2010 all over again.
Win the division or bust.
Win the division or
because you have the Vikings. You have the Vikings.
Oh, three Lions, Vikings, and Packers are.
Yeah, the Vikings are at 13 wins, so there's a wild card team because they're not going to win the division. You got the Lions in their division, and then the Packers are right there beneath them. That's got to be the other wild card.
Yeah.
How many wild cards? 2? No, 3 now.
4 division winners and then 3 wild cards.
3 wild cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have 1 division winner and then 2 wild cards.
Right. But then who's that third wild card team right now?
Washington and they beat Philly today. Because Philly's going to win that division.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels balled out again.
5 touchdowns. Well, okay, there's another quick question.
Mhm.
Saquon had 100 yards in the first quarter.
Wow.
You lose Jalen Hurts. Like, you guys mad at Grubsy? You lose Jalen Hurts, your quarterback. Kenny Pickett comes in and you decide to throw the ball. Make that make sense.
It doesn't.
No.
No.
Could have just given it to him 50 times, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand. 100 yards in the first quarter.
Give him the ball.
Bucks with it. 42. Jacoby. Trade DK for Garrett Wilson.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, I don't think you can at this point in the season. That deadline's come and gone
No, I think he means
after the season.
next year.
Garrett Wilson does not look happy in New York post game.
No, did he ask for a trade?
I believe so.
Yeah. I see this trend going on a lot with, I say respectfully, these kids. This ain't college. And you don't have a choice. There ain't no portal here. The portal out of here is to the CFL or the XFL, fellas. And I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be like, Jersey wasn't that bad, you know? Like I was getting paid well.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
the nightlife was popping.
Right. You're in New York. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I think about jersey sales. Like people will just be like, oh man, my favorite player just wants to leave my team.
That's the worst. It's the
Yeah,
worst. How about these college kids who are deciding not even to play bowl games for teams that have a chance?
It's a business decision.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of weird. College football is weird.
Yeah.
All those games.
Alina says, Lofa, we won't win unless you eat the Seattle dog.
Yes.
Do it.
All right. Damn it.
Movie quote. I
gonna
triple
find
dog dare
one.
you.
That's a Christmas story.
Yeah. I'll do it. Damn it.
I explained to
Brett
my
Diggs
son.
has a quick follow-up as well. Lofa, the cream cheese balances out the acidity of the onions and hot dog. In fact, a Seattle dog has more balance than a Ryan Grubb offense.
What about the jalapeno though?
Oh, well, that adds a little spice.
Yeah.
Kick it up a notch.
I don't know. It all sounds like a bathroom trip
Oh, it's delicious.
for the big guy.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I was gonna say to Alina, I had to explain to my kid about the tongue on the pole, on the flagpole thing when it's cold.
Yeah.
Because we were watching A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And so my son was like, I just don't get it though. So I was having to explain, you got moisture, it freezes, da da da.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if I ever do it, and I said, no, stop.
Yeah, like,
Don't do it. And
yeah.
he was like, no, but if I ever do, I said, no, we're not even having
Yeah,
that conversation.
you're on your own, bud.
And I told him, but if you do, just go find some regular water, pour it on there, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Because it thaws it out.
you better have somebody
Don't
find some
rip
water.
yourself off of there,
You'll be talking like this throughout your life.
man. But don't do hot water either. You'll burn yourself. Just normal tap water, slow, pour it over it. It'll thaw it out. You'll be fine.
I think you were right saying just don't do it.
Just don't ever do it.
Yeah. Patrick, if you're listening, also
Mhm.
go to bed.
Caesar Tello. I love you guys, but I know y'all adore Geno, but man, can we point out his issues? He just be throwing shit out there.
Okay, here's the thing. The first interception, I think we should talk about. The last one, I think we're all saying that one's on DK, he ripped that ball. It's a timing route,
Yeah, we're on
and
different pages.
I don't know if that one could be on Geno. But let's talk about the first one.
talk about it.
That one's on him, and it's ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even the Green Bay, that, red zone.
Yep.
And they dropped one. JSN knocked one out of the guy's hands just a couple plays before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just.
Well, is he forcing things?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And they're like, it's all on Geno, right? Like in terms of how we do. If he has a bad day, we are done because we don't run the ball. We we just choose not to. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I know you guys all, it's all you say, Lofa. I was like, it's a pretty big thing to have balance in your offense. If you are just one-sided, if we're just running the ball and people can't stop that, you're going to keep running the ball. That's like kind of what we did back in the day when we had that offensive line.
Well, and I would ask Caesar, it was Caesar who had that comment, right?
Yep, yeah.
I would ask Caesar, there was a chance that Geno wasn't going to play in this game because of the injury, right? We were all waiting to see whether he would play or not. If he hadn't have played out there, what does that game look like? So,
Yeah. I mean, what we saw.
What's that game look like with Sam Howell playing? No disrespect to Sam, but
Well, we saw it last week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he gives you a chance to win the game. And like I was saying earlier, I think sometimes you have to take the ugly with the good. I think he's better than, half the starting quarterbacks in the league. But to Lofa's point, he needs the rest of the team to back him up, the defense to pick him up, the running game to pick him up.
Yeah. Like every team
can't do it himself.
That, like even Purdy, like without McCaffrey, turns out he's human, right? Like everybody just saw, and they're going to pay him probably like 250 million, which, should excite us because they're not going to have any money to pay anybody else.
It does excite me. The fact that the Niners are going to spend that money on Brock Purdy is
and he's
music
great.
to my ears.
He's taken his team deep in the playoffs. Like he's right from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl, NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Like he performed well, like in those big moments.
Yeah.
But like, again, why wasn't kind of like Tom Brady? Why wasn't he drafted earlier? Right. And I don't think we're talking about Tom Brady in terms of Brock Purdy, like being on that level, like kind of forgotten about. And then like, I'll admit I'm wrong if he reels off 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right. I'll be like, yeah, he is the fucking man. But I don't think that's the case here.
What's next, Katie?
Alina says, my dad used to do it. She's talking about the sticking your tongue on the pole. My dad used to do it with his friends as a kid in North Dakota. Just use hot breath on it.
Oh, that'll work.
A Christmas Story is my other favorite movie. Vacuum suction was used on the pole in the movie. I'm assuming on his tongue. Vacuum suctioned his tongue to the pole. That lamp, fragile. LOL.
Fragile.
It's Italian.
Yeah.
Must be Italian.
Must be Italian. Also, another fun fact: the kid who dares the kid to stick his tongue on there, the kid actor who goes, "I triple dog dare
that was you."
No, but I do know that guy. As an adult, he produced a movie that I'm in, and so he's a producer now and working in Hollywood and all that, and produced a lot of things you guys have watched and all that. And he's a good guy.
Very cool.
Yeah, good dude. RD Rob, shout out.
I watched Just Friends last night.
Oh yeah,
what a great Christmas movie.
Good movie.
If you guys haven't seen that, check it out.
Fucks with it, 42 Jacoby. Do you think we've had enough of a sample size of Ryan Grubb, or is there more to offer as he gets used to the NFL? I do agree that we need to run more, though. Shaking my head.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying a minute ago, obviously not impressed after this game. However, I don't think that you show him the door this week and make that much of a drastic change. I mean, I think the times that he's been good. Yeah,
no rash decisions, right?
But the question is, have we seen enough to sort of know what he's all about, or is he still trying to find it?
I mean, this was kind of my observation when you guys were in the playoffs last year. UW
Huskies, yeah.
And was it Texas first round?
Mm-hmm.
I forget, but you guys were running it pretty well.
Yeah.
Actually, in Texas, they were running it very well. And then both coaches decided to go airborne. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. Then you go to Michigan, and I don't know how many runs were called, but I felt like I watched Penix drop back like 100 times in that game.
Yeah, and it was a lot.
It looks a lot like what I'm witnessing now.
Yeah, run the ball, man. Find a running game.
Even just to slow down, and control the clock. They had it 20 minutes to 10 in the first, 19 to 11 in the first half. We're probably a little tired, right? And some of that, because I think the defense, we were 2 of 10 on third down. So like defense was holding, they were getting off the field, but no turnovers. You gotta get 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like our goal was 3, right? How often did that happen? In a season, maybe 2 or 3 times.
But it's a results-based league, right? So just how much time, though? How much time can you give someone to find it? Because like in any job that you're in, the longer you're in it, the more consistency you have in it, the better you're going to get at it than you were on day one.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, in a business like the NFL, you don't have the time that like a normal company can wait for an employee to be able to get up to speed,
Oh, I know.
So, I mean,
the hastiness of this business.
He doesn't have all the rope in the world.
I don't think they do anything after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say we fast forward to next year and we start off kind of slow and we have a couple games where we only run the ball 10 or 11 times, play calling duties might get taken away. I don't think he'll get fired. He is a very good offensive mind, right? It's just some of the things that have worked so well. Flooding zones in pass concepts, right? Which is simply just a numbers game. They got 3 guys to cover on this side. We got 4 in a route out there. Like, they're in trouble. We can go to like any one of these guys. The run game of the Polars, like, unbelievably creative. Like, I've been begging for it all year. We do it to the tune of like 170 total as a team. Only touchdown we had last week was with the same scheme. Haven't seen it since.
There has to be a Shanahan out there without a football job, like a third cousin, a second cousin, somebody who's just related to them in some way, who has a running game in their veins.
Probably like a high
that wants
school
to get hired.
quarterback.
You know,
Yeah.
like we can just hire a Shanahan on the staff, and then you're guaranteed a good running game.
Yeah.
PGZ 206. If Sam had played, they would have run the ball. LOL.
True.
Might be the MVP comment of the night.
But even let's flip it over because everybody's like, "Oh, Sam Darnold's a comeback player of the year this year," and you know, like he's starting to get like brought up a lot more. Is like, oh, you know, Sam he didn't really impress me, right? And this is a guy with all the tools. Like he can run, he can do everything. He has a run game, as we saw today. And he's got 2 of the best receivers in the league, right? Kind of like us. We got some great receivers, but that line and the way they were attacking, it's just, and it wasn't so much that they were out physical us like we did last week. Green Bay took it to us. These guys are just out scheming us, like position wise and getting creative. And that was probably the more maddening part, is that we actually were taking the fight to these guys. And Sam didn't play the cleanest game.
The most impressive throw was probably the last one of the game.
It was.
And
we dropped 2
after
interceptions.
they helped him up off the turf, too.
Yeah.
He was limping around, and then he steps up and fires that rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was impressive. I'll give him credit on that one, even though it kills me.
Alina, she says, did you see that even DK mentioned that the fans need to stop selling their seats? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think they did for this game for the most part. This game, though, was about half the price of the Green Bay Packers game.
Was it?
Yeah, that dynamic pricing. But this game was about half the price before kickoff than that other game.
Sunday night.
It was a little more than half, or a little. It was a little less than half.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know for whatever that's worth, but a lot more Hawks fans in there. But I feel like still some volume to be desired.
I don't know. It got pretty loud. I was proud of it.
It was pretty loud.
I was proud of them in there today.
The decibel meter, I don't think it hit 110 though. 105, 106, 107. What do you think it hit on like the record breaking? Can you look that up? Somebody Google that.
Beastquake?
Like, well, Beastquake, or like when we tried to set the record and we were going back and forth with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
What do you think the decibels was?
Well, Beastquake has to be the loudest.
137.6 decibels.
Damn.
137. Yeah, we broke like 106 today. Maybe was the high.
137 was in 2013 against the Niners.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, NFC Championship.
Maybe the tip.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Wow. So we can't be that loud on just a random like second down, but
maybe third
106.
Down? Like, maybe just save it for third down.
I feel like we could bump it up a little bit.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Yeah, come on, you guys. Step it up a little bit. Katie, anything else?
That's all.
That's all for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. The Seahawks dropped this one 24-27, but they are not technically out of it. There's still a chance. And they take on the Bears on Thursday night on primetime. We'll be going live after the game to talk about it. Thank you guys for joining tonight. Yeah.
Like 4 days.
4 days from now.
Yeah.
This is the end of our little stretch where we play 3 games in the 13 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If some of you are headed to Chicago, hit us up on social media. Let us know you're headed out there. If you've bought our t-shirts on alldaybrand.co, send us some pictures of those. Hit us up on Instagram, All Day Family, or on Twitter or X, All Day Pod, wherever you're listening. And we appreciate you guys listening. Are we gonna
what
preview?
are we doing?
Are we gonna preview the Bears game?
See, we just get straight to it.
Okay.
Should we watch the game together?
Maybe. Go live during the game? Yeah, maybe parts of the game. Something
like second
that.
half?
Maybe, possibly. We'll see.
Yeah. Let us reach out. Let us know.
We love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out. That's all from us.
Yeah.
Right?
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
We love you guys.
Everything.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.